Hello, everybody. We are excited to be here. We are at Arlington, Texas for the OPTCG Regional. We have 852 players today, and they're going to be 10 rounds. Well, that's a lot of people. Biggest One Piece tournament so far, right?
It's pretty big. It's pretty big for sure. You know, in set 2, we're looking to see some of the big shots of the format.
Absolutely.
Do well today. We're looking for Whitebeards and Zoros and Luffys and Kinemons and Laws.
We're going to see a lot of red.
A whole lot.
A little bit of green.
Probably.
And hopefully some other stuff too.
Yeah, and speaking of other stuff, for our first round, we've actually got other stuff.
We got other stuff.
Versus red.
Versus red.
So we've got Whitebeard versus Smoker, and we'll go ahead and switch over to that. They're getting set up now.
That's right. Shout out to our players. Both alt-art leaders. You love to see it.
You do. You really
got
do.
some. They got some money in the game.
Swag leaders indeed.
Absolutely.
All right. So
we're getting ready to start here. Ahead.
Who's favored? While we're waiting here.
You know, I think Whitebeard is favored.
You think Whitebeard is favored?
So we don't know what version of Whitebeard this is. We don't know if it's boat or straw. I think we'll find out pretty quickly.
We will.
And
all right, and so we're going to get into it.
All right, we got a dice roll. Okay.
All right, yeah, so are you looking to go first or second as Whitebeard?
I prefer to always go second.
Because it looks like Whitebeard won that dice roll for sure.
So it's going first. Okay. Yeah, so I think, again, depending on what version, Whitebeard could overwhelm Smoker early if he doesn't see enough removal. And that's the thing with black is it's very powerful. You have very powerful cards that have great removal, but if you don't see them early enough, it could just you get overwhelmed. No Sakazuki can just mean like something like Marco or Atmos is just going to put in so much work, or even like King do, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And it looks like we saw in his hand, we saw boat. So not only is he playing Boatbeard, but he opened boat, and that is very
huge.
Strong.
It's huge, and he snap kept the hand too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Which is concerning. If I am on the Smoker side of the table, I am not the happiest to see that.
If he's going second, he has an amazing curve. He can play boat on turn 1, play Atmos on turn 2, and just immediately start pressuring his opponent's leader.
Absolutely. Now, Smoker can swing into Whitebeard fairly easily because he is incentivized to put a Don on his leader for its effect.
Yeah.
So, all right, it looks like Whitebeard did, in fact, make Smoker go first. So we are going to see Moby Dick on curve.
Yep.
That's concerning for Smoker. That's great for Whitebeard.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and play that there, and the Whitebeard leader will force the life to hand.
Yep, and you know, like that's just exactly what you want to see. And he also has a Vista in hand, and goodbye to your blocker. He has an exceptionally strong start.
All right, so we're going to see a swing for 8.
Yep, we're taking that.
We got a slow start from Smoker.
Yeah, no card to establish here in the early game. And here we go. We have 4. We might see a swing leader and then just play Atmos.
Yep.
Swinging for 6.
We've got 2 of the promo Luffy in hand as well, but we are going to see Atmos come down.
Yeah.
And that's intimidating. Whitebeard is already perfect curving.
Perfect curve for Whitebeard here.
Yep. Absolutely.
You know.
Smoker going to 5 with this slow start, kind of concerned. Yeah. How are we going to come back from this? We already had to counter out of an early attack, which... Okay, we're going to see the field spell come down. Very interesting. So the field spell actually, on play, will reduce the cost of the Atmos, and then he can rest it to reduce it again.
Yeah.
And then the Smoker leader can rest it, or can reduce its cost one more time, and we see a Meteor Fist. Go ahead and clean that up.
Absolutely, cleaning it up there.
Very important. Very important to clear that Atmos.
Yeah, because once they start coming down in multiples, that's when it gets tricky here.
Yep. Now, we saw Whitebeard consider countering out of that, which makes sense because when that life starts to get a little lower, you do start to get a little bit concerned. But that hand, he has quite the book in his hand right now.
You don't want to go down too quick, and it looks like he might not have. Does he have a big beater on as a follow-up play? It looks like he has a Marco, which is a good card, great card. I mean, excellent card. Just not a huge beater. And then
hand is very defensive looking.
Very defensive looking. Yeah.
I saw Radical Beam. I saw Guard Point. I saw several 2K counters.
Right. Playing the Marco, and is he gonna? Yeah, I like the attack first, right?
Yeah, I like the attack first too.
Like Shockwave, it could kill the Marco, then here we go, going down to 1 life,
all right,
leaving 1
Moby Dick is now live.
Yep.
So
everything's huge.
Everything's huge. Yeah, we're probably not countering out of a lot of attacks here.
Absolutely.
At least not easily.
Yeah, and Marco, it's a very sticky card. Whenever it's KO'd, you can discard a Whitebeard card to bring it back. So
yep, absolutely.
Very, very hard to get rid of. Great blocker, and it's even great offense because with Moby Dick, it's a base 7K. It's very strong.
Very strong. Quite large. All right, so
that is draw 1 and reduce something by 3.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and drop the Marco down to a 1 cost. Now we're dropping it down to a 0 cost. And we're going to go ahead and see Smoker get the Don. Now, we could block with the Marco here if we want it. Oh, it's going to go down to the Meteor, and we're just going to go ahead and replay it.
Yep, discarding a Whitebeard card.
A Vista.
There we go.
Okay.
Whitebeard Pirates.
So now it's no longer a 0 cost.
Yep, back to 4.
Back to 4, which
just a bunch.
And then, all right, yeah, let's just go ahead.
We're gonna Radical Beam to 10, and let's
that gets out of it. Because that is not a 0
cost.
Not
a 0
Smoker
cost, so he
is
doesn't gain the 1.
Smoker's only a 9.
Yeah. Is that correct?
Oh, so there might be 1 extra Don on there we're not seeing.
Yeah, it might be 10.
Or maybe they forgot that it resummons itself, so it's actually back to a 4 again.
Right.
A couple possibilities on that one, but
all right, and
will that matter?
Yeah, I mean, 1 card could mean the difference between, winning and losing. And here we have an ace.
We do have an ace, and Smoker is at a lot of life.
He is at a lot of life. The thing is that, we're going down to 0 life, so is it safe with 1 blocker when we know our opponent has removal? So if we have 1 blocker, is it safe to only leave 1 Don up? It looks like he has, I want to say he has a guard point.
He does have a guard point, yes, and he has several 2K counters, 2 Luffys, in fact, and a Brook. Yeah. We have another blocker. So we've got another blocker coming down, a second Marco. Well, we're thinking about it.
I want to attack first. You don't really need to attach Don. Your things are huge, but I mean, you can if you want.
They are, yeah. I mean, 8 is probably getting through.
Yeah.
It's good to swing even, odd.
I agree, yeah.
So I understand wanting to put it on there.
9 to 5. It's just, your opponent would have to discard 2 2Ks and a 1K to get out of this.
Yep.
So it pretty much guarantees the damage. If you swing for 8 and they discard 2 2Ks, you're not mad about it because you did take a lot of resources out of their hand.
Absolutely. A lot of very important resources. But, we know that the 2Ks are very important for reducing costs.
Exactly.
And so if you're taking those away, you can actually protect some of your cards on the board.
Absolutely.
Now, swinging with the Marco instead of keeping it up.
Another 9. He got another ace, which, I mean, back-to-back aces are... That's probably how you're going to end the game here, right?
Or those could be bricks. There's only 1 Marco in the way. If we clear that Marco...
Yeah, we get a direct line
to
face. But the question is always, Whitebeard, can you attack big enough? Is your attack big enough to get... he has a ton of cards in hand, multiple... looks like 4 2Ks?
3 to 4, yeah.
3 to 5. I think it's 4 to 5 2Ks, and a guard point. So even if you get that clear line of attack,
and we are going to get that clear line of attack.
Yeah, there we go.
So the field spell reduced the Marco, and now we really have to think: do we want to bring this back? I think Ace is an okay discard to bring the Marco back.
Yeah,
but we don't want to discard counterpower.
No, absolutely not. So,
because all that Don could just go on the leader right now. We need to get out of it.
And now, if you're the Smoker player, the question in your head is simply: do I have enough, or do I need to try to survive 1 more turn? My opponent has 3 very large attacks coming at me. I have 2 life, maybe even a rush ace. You just saw him discard an ace. Maybe he has another one.
Yeah.
So it's just the question just persists in your mind of, can I survive or do I need to try to win? And that's really, that's a question only, the Smoker player.
Yeah. And it looks like we're choosing violence.
Okay. And is that 7? Is that 7 under the leader?
Yeah, that's 7. No, that's 6 under the leader.
6 under the leader. So we're at 11. It looks like it was pretty easy.
Get out of it pretty
easy.
Easy. Yeah, we're gonna drop 3 cards from hand, and now we're threatening lethal.
Absolutely, yeah. Some things that could possibly save the Smoker player here would be the shield trigger shockwave. You attack. He has a rush Luffy in his hand.
He does have a rush Luffy in hand. Yeah.
It's the question.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Whitebeard is definitely lower on resources now.
Yep. All right, we're just gonna go.
Okay, we're gonna be a little bit more reserved with our Don this time. It looks like. Or.
Yeah.
We're just doing a little Don math here.
Yeah.
And you see this a lot.
I feel like
it kind of telegraphs.
Like the match just started. we have plenty of time.
So yes, plenty of time. This turn probably decides the game, though.
I would think so.
If we're being honest, this turn is probably what's going to decide the game.
Whitebeard down to it looks like about 6 cards in hand. Even though it has a ton of defense, Smoker's been doing a great job of wearing away those resources.
Absolutely. And you've got these blockers. They don't have to attack.
That's correct. They don't have to.
So we could try to buy another turn, but we've seen so much removal coming down.
All right, here we have 9, and this is just incredibly hard. Do we get a shockwave here?
Does not look like it.
Doesn't look like it, because that'd be able to kill one of the Marcos, just putting you a little safer.
Yep. A lot safer.
A lot safer, yeah. And it's
depending.
It's
he doesn't know about the Luffy, of course.
Yeah, exactly. Do I want to attack with these blockers? Do I want to leave blockers up? Do I this is a tough decision.
It's tough, yeah.
I think
you could easily play the Luffy and see what happens.
I agree, yeah.
And I think the blockers are the last things you attack with.
Because if your opponent takes the damage from the Luffy, it's pretty easy to attack with these Marcos,
Absolutely.
It looks like Smoker only having like 4 cards in hand.
Okay.
He said, never mind.
He said, never mind. 11?
Yeah, 11.
You know what? 11 and 12 is pretty hard to
It's
get
pretty hard
out
to, yeah.
of. We're going to need a Battle Fader.
I think so.
For this one, yeah.
So
Black has a lot of heavy cards, too. You
does.
can't really counter out of too much.
Yeah, do we just play Luffy and swing for 6, make him discard an additional card, and then
6 and 7 is a lot easier to get out of than 12.
No, I agree, but I mean, you can
so
also...
for 6, you'd have to get rid of 1 card in hand.
Yeah.
For 12, you'd have to get rid of... so for 6, 1 card in hand. For 7, 2 cards in hand. That's 3.
Right.
But if you're 12... 3 cards only gets you to 11.
Right.
So there's going to be a 4th card required here.
Yeah, but playing the Luffy means you don't have to attack with the Marco.
That's true.
Now, again,
but
if your opponent just has Sakazuki, equip a bunch of Don, that's pretty tough.
I think the Luffy probably should have gone down first before the Marco should have swung.
Before you attack huge with the first Marco, you play the Luffy first,
Yeah.
I agree. And you just make it a 7K, and you just get cards out of your opponent's hand.
Yep.
I 100% agree.
Because now Whitebeard is in danger. Whitebeard is completely what we call tapped out. He has no active Don.
He's fully committed to this play.
Yeah, which means his opponent can count that hand. 4 cards in hand, you can only get to plus 14K.
Yeah.
So if I can swing with a 15, which he's, and through the blocker, it's not very likely. But he can also sequence a couple attacks. We have this Kobe.
Yeah.
Right. Sakazuki coming down.
No,
Garp.
Playing the Garp. Yep.
All right, and
discard and KO. All right, so
that Marco's not coming back.
We have a clear line of attack, but it's just, it's not big enough, right? So
no, it's not going to be big enough.
Yeah.
Potentially, anyway.
Yeah. There we go, and that's 10, and that's
11.
And
could
there
you
go.
have spaced it out any better? I wonder. We could have gone 6 on the Kobe, and then 8 on the Smoker. That would be 1.
I don't think it's better.
I don't think there. No, I don't think there was.
You shouldn't equip to Kobe because you lose Don getting it to equal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty much over now. There's no blocker on the board, so I think we just put everything on.
16.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And that is game 1, a super explosive game. That game was only
super fast.
Only 12 minutes.
Yeah, that was really good, though. Really good show of what can happen when Whitebeard sees the perfect curve.
Right.
And a reason why that set 3 ban list,
yeah,
it has one big Moby Dick on it.
Hits the boat, yeah. The boat, we saw it there. If I open boat, the rest of the game, as soon as I hit that life threshold, that's it.
Everything's a threat.
Everything's lethal. And we saw, it's a lot easier to combo out of 5 than it is 7. It's a lot easier to combo 6 than it is 9, and the numbers just add up every single turn. But the Smoker player, he did a great job of keeping the board clear. But you lose to the aggro deck sometimes. It's
just how it goes. Unfortunately, that is how it goes. But that was a great showing from Whitebeard.
Absolutely,
for sure.
Super explosive round 1.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Very quick. I feel like we might have a lot of quick ones.
I think so, yeah.
Moving into this, but so that's 852 people in this tournament. We got 10 rounds today.
9 more to go.
9
and then we have
more
top
to go.
16 tomorrow.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
Super competitive. It's going to be very hard to get into top 16 when there's almost 900 people in the building.
Yeah, that's a top 16 on 900 people. That's like an X1 record with some fingers crossed.
You got to be X1 pretty much.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
and 1 lucky guy, 1 undefeated guy. No sweat. We're going to. All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to be uploading these every single round after the round. Please tune in for round 2 and the following. Thank you for watching.
Absolutely, and see you soon.